Hey everyone, it is me, Turtle Bunny Life, and you guys are like, what in the world? She's back with a new video! About time! Yes, of course I'm back. I'm sorry it took so long to come back with the video. I just had a lot of different changes going on, including what I have here is my Kikki.K Gold Medium, which is the last video you guys saw me working in. And I think I pretty much have it set up the same since I last used it. And when I say last used it, that means I've since changed it to something different, which I think I had this at the beginning of, all the way up until April, because I started in January. I was just waiting on the delivery of it. So what did I change into, and why haven't I touched this since April? Well, I found Planner Please, as you guys know, with this one. The setup's still the same. Like I said, I haven't used it. I decided to put my planner piece to the test. And by putting it to the test, I mean, if my setup worked, that means I could change it to any type of planner, whether it was a Midori Traveler's Notebook, that it would still work, whether it was Kikki.K, Midori Traveler's Notebook, Filofax. Well, I happened to change it to a bullet journal system, and I started out with a Moleskine, and if you know me or have watched some of my videos, you know that I like to see all my full data. So that means even if I have to go back and rewrite some details, I will definitely do that. And I did do that with this first notebook. I started out with January, even though I didn't start using bullet journal until April. So I went back through my Kikki.K, wrote in all the tasks. I kind of did a little bit different than what Ryder Carroll has his initial system set up as. I did start out with the month going vertical with the days next to it, and then I added in a week overview. Like, this looked great for the most part, as long as you're not confused about how the month lays out, and it can get confusing. So I filled in data all the way up until, is that June and partially July. However, I didn't use the notebook until, let's see, April 27th, 2015. And he had changed to the dot system as far as for tasking, and then you X them out, versus he was originally on boxes, which I loved. So I used this for a while. I think I did pretty good. I even did some things like with migration and putting dates next to tasks that I completed late, so I can at least figure out how long it took me to complete a task if it was really important. I put stickers at the top to let me know everything on that page had been completed. I labeled the bottom of the pages, and then, let's see, June 17th I stopped using this notebook because the shadowing, and I wanted to integrate into Midori Traveler's Notebook. So I did a custom order and got me, I want to say this is a Sweet Dory. I had some issues with the way the class thing closed, because you can see it has this like angling to it. Other than that, it's a great notebook. I had the strings in between. I had 4 of them, which I still can use. I just store it. But in that cover, I had one of these Midori Traveler's Notebook style custom from Etsy shop. So with this one, I just picked up from April. I don't know why I did it as April, and not through the whole year. I just got tired of rewriting everything, but I still continued on with the whole dot system, so forth. And then went into May. I'm like flipping through really quick because there's nothing really important. And then June, as you can see, I didn't even finish off the headers. Or the monthly tasks list that he usually has it. That's what that page was dedicated to. And then, let's see, when did I stop using this one? Because that was July. There goes the task list, no header. I'm like so impartial. And then I set up my own financial tracker, which I have most of it covered up. I'm not going to flip through the rest of that. So I ended that because it's already had predated pages, being dots. What did I change to? I changed to a different insert, the actual Midori insert. So instead of doing the same bullet journal weekly setup, I decided to go with the insert. I think this is 019 for Midori. And I kind of did it this way. Started using stamps, tried to decorate a little bit, even though I'm not too artistic. I'm trying to see. This is July. I'm trying to see when I stopped using this insert. I went into August. Got my little minion in there and everything. September. Ooh, October just? Yeah, I think I'm still using October. I know I filled in a lot of details up until the end of the year, but I didn't use this insert until the end of the year because I was like, I have got to give me one of them Leuchtturm 1917 notebooks, which is right here. But while I was waiting on this to come in, I decided to pick up one of those Target Big Idea books. And as you can see, the pages are already coming out. I had this book, let's see, I bought it one day, started using it. The moment I went in to break the spine, like, you know, just kind of relax it, don't do that. These pages are glued in and you cannot get them back in no matter how much tape you decide to use. So I decided to use this as a tester notebook for like different layouts and setup. And I tried to keep myself motivated to do tasking, but yeah, that didn't work. So it just was more like a play notebook for setups and testing and calendar and so forth. So the moment my Leuchtturm 1917 came in, I got it in purple because I didn't want to wait for the red one, which is my favorite color. Purple was just as nice. So I decided to, let's see, I have this set up so that it can initially be like a page marker or whatchamacallit, like to see my legend, but I ended up just putting it in the front because I never used it. I did set up an index contents page. I never refer to this thing, so yeah. That was just one of those mental notes I jotted down that, do I really need an index in my bullet journal? I didn't use it before, still haven't used it. I actually like the way I started setting this one actually up. This is my goals I set up for 2015. If it was completely had the black filled in, it means I completed that goal. If it was partial, that means I was working on it. So I actually need to reincorporate this into my newer setup, which, like I said, will be in part 2. This is my color code system, my legend, my signifiers. I probably like gotten rid of half of those signifiers or things. Now things come more naturally since I've been using the system a little bit long than any other system. This is the 2016 goals, things I set up. I even set up like a monthly tracker for like the top 3 tasks, things that I wanted to try to get better at to create habits. Yeah, that didn't work out too well because I don't know. It took me forever to set that up, but I just didn't use it as much as I would have liked to. So I learned that about myself. I'm not good at habit tracking. So September is when I transitioned to this book by the time I got it from my last Midori insert. So I tried to keep up with the same vertical setup, but then I broke it down into work, personal, and business because I started working on my online boutique. I still have my full-time job, and then I also wanted to separate it out with any, like it says, personal. So I've got tasks and goals added into that page. I went back to back with the month pages before going into the weekly setup. So this weekly setup was inspired, I want to say, Tiny Ray of Sunshine. She had a breakdown of different layout setups, and I took a liking to this one only because, like, for the weeklies, as you can see, green meant that was my day for working. Red meant it was a day off. So I liked that aspect to it for a while. So this worked out like really good for the most part. I liked the paper up until the point of, let me see, because I had set up my financial in there. I had collections in and out, other stuff. Ooh, I was inspired by, what's her name? Kira Benz, I want to say. I want to say it's Kira Benz. If not, I apologize for whoever originally had this set up. I love the whole DUT thing, but I didn't use it. Where is it at? Oh, not that page. My logs. These pages started bleeding, and I used regular ink, ballpoint ink. I hadn't there was nothing wet in this notebook. I don't know if it was because of the heat or my fingers smudged or something, but like I said, regular blue ballpoint Bic ink, and it smeared on these Leuchtturm pages, and I was like, what next journal can I find that would make this so much better? I was pen testing with highlighters since I found Daiso at this time. Yeah, so I tested out a layout for my upcoming notebook. I love the strings in here, but I just never use this enough. So yeah, that was probably like the last time I used it, and it was on page 121. So yeah, there was quite a bit of pages that I did not use in this notebook. But if I did go back to use it, it would probably be tester pages. So with that being said, what does my new planner look like for bullet journaling? Stay tuned for part 2, in which I will give a detailed explanation of my current setup and of course try to go through any most common questions that I expect you guys to ask. So until then, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye!